everyone underestimated the dwarf. Until he became the most dangerous man in Westeros. While everyone else fought with swords and screamed with rage, Tyrion Lannister fought with something far more deadly. His mind, his ability to listen, and his genius for understanding exactly what people wanted. But here's the secret that changed everything for me. We live in a world obsessed with being the biggest, loudest, most intimidating person in the room. But the smartest man in Westeros? He was literally the smallest. And that's exactly what made him unstoppable. While everyone else was trying to prove their power, Tyrion was busy understanding it. He mastered the one skill that separates the truly influential from the desperately loud. But here's what blew my mind when I really studied his character. Tyrion never once had to tell people he was smart. Think about that for a second. While Joffrey demanded respect, while Cersei made threats, while everyone else performed their intelligence, Tyrion just listened and won. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Real influence isn't about what you say. It's about what you understand. Watch any scene with Tyrion. He's constantly asking one question. What do you want? Not what do you think? Not what should we do? What do you want? Because people are like homing missiles toward their deepest desires. And Tyrion? He became a master at finding those desires and aligning them with his goals. He's on trial for his life. No knight will stand for him. Then Tyrion turns to Bronn, a sellsword, a killer for hire. I'll pay you. What's your price? Bronn smirks. The court watches in horror. But Tyrion doesn't flinch. He knows Bronn isn't swayed by honor, only gold. And that knowledge saves his life. When he needed safe passage, he didn't beg or threaten. He listened to what the mountain clans wanted and gave them a path to get it. He turned everyone's strength into his advantage by understanding their weakness. So how do you develop this superpower? 3 lessons from the cleverest Lannister. Lesson 1. Cold read like your life depends on it. Tyrion survived because he paid attention to details everyone else ignored. Body language, word choice, what people reveal when they think nobody's listening. Tyrion sits in the shadows as Ned Stark is condemned. He watches the room, not the words, but the eyes. Varys, Cersei, Littlefinger, every glance, every hesitation, he catalogs it. While others speak, Tyrion listens. And every piece of power they reveal without meaning to, he stores it like a weapon. In your next conversation, don't just wait for your turn to speak. Watch their eyes. Listen to their tone. Notice what makes them lean in and what makes them pull back. The truth is always hiding in plain sight, if you know how to look. Lesson 2. Speak their language, not yours. Tyrion talks to scholars with intellect, to sellswords with blunt honesty, to nobles with games and flattery. He doesn't force people to understand him. He meets them where they are. Influence isn't about being right. It's about being understood. Tyrion, locked in a sky cell, calls to his jailer. You know, I've always admired the Eyrie. Very poetic place to die. No response. So he changes course. Tell me, do you like gold? Suddenly the door creaks open. Tyrion didn't win with wit. He won with language the jailer understood. Lesson 3. Turn disadvantages into advantages. Everyone saw Tyrion's size as a weakness, his family's hatred as a burden, his reputation as a problem. But Tyrion weaponized every single disadvantage. Being underestimated meant people revealed their true intentions around him. Being dismissed meant he could observe without being watched. Your biggest weakness might be your greatest strength in disguise. The court mocks him. His father stares down with disgust, and Tyrion explodes, not in rage, but in clarity. I wish I was the monster you think I am. He takes their hatred and throws it back. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish I had. In that moment, he stops being a victim and becomes the most dangerous man in the room. Here's what hit me like a lightning bolt. We're all fighting the wrong battle. We're trying to be the loudest voice in a world full of noise. But Tyrion taught me something revolutionary. In a world where everyone's screaming to be heard, the person who listens loudest wins. When you master the art of understanding what people really want, when you can read between the lines, when you turn your disadvantages into strategic advantages, you don't just survive. You become indispensable. Because real power isn't about making people fear you. It's about making them need you. So here's my challenge for you. This week, in every important conversation, ask yourself Tyrion's question. What does this person really want? Not what they're saying they want. What they actually want. Then, watch how differently people respond when you speak to their real desires instead of their surface words. Because in a world full of people trying to prove how smart they are, the truly intelligent ones are busy figuring out how smart everyone else is. I drink and I know things, but mostly I listen and I understand people. If this hit home, don't just keep it to yourself. Subscribe for more messages that remind you of the strength you already carry. And in the comments, tell me, what's the moment you were underestimated and rose anyway? I read everyone, and I'll be replying to the most powerful stories. Because this isn't just a video. This is a community for those who rise quietly, but rise for real.